Hey guys, how are we all doing? I'd like to do a video on IEMS. What is IEMS? In-ear monitors is what the abbreviation stands for. I'd like to do a video because I've recently got a new set and I want to talk to you about the process of ordering them and why I ordered a new set. Okay, so first of all, I suppose who needs in-ear monitors and what they are. So musicians tend to use in-ear monitors nowadays because we used to use, we still do on some main stages, we use like floor wedges, which is like monitors, speakers on stage. Now that's fantastic, and I've had great gigs with that, with monitors on stage. I've also had really bad gigs with monitors on stage due to sort of proximity being very close together on stage, singer very close to monitors, just causing a whole lot of problems with feedback. So in-ear monitors eradicate that problem really. You don't necessarily need floor wedges because you've got it going straight into your ears. I guess you could look at it as like posh headphones. So they're like high fidelity headphones. So they're a bit of a step up from like your classic sort of AirPods Pros and things like that. But you know, they are fantastic for getting rid of the possibility of feedback on stage and just making things a bit more refined, I suppose. A stage, I think, tends to look much tidier if all the musicians are on in-ear monitors, as opposed to having like all the wedges sort of across the floor there. And it depends where you are. If you're on a big stage in a theatre, you've got room for the wedges and you get them nice and tidily in front of the stage, fantastic. But I play in like a wedding function band, and generally the common theme is try and squeeze us into the smallest space possible. And you know, that's not, it's a luxury to have like plenty of floor wedges. Also, want to keep a compact setup, so I don't want to be carrying like 5 or 6 floor wedges. It's much easier for us to be in-ear monitors. So my experience with in-ear monitors, I've been using in-ear monitors now for probably around about, I reckon, 4 or 5 years. I started off with a set of Shure 535, just standard off the shelf in-ear monitors. They look a little bit like this. So, and they were great, and I've had those for, well, up until recently, I've had them sort of, I said, 4 or 5 years. And they were great. They just sort of, you change the tips on the end there, so you get these different tips that come in the packet, and you change the tips to fit your ears. You may even have a different tip on each ear, which I tend to have because my ears for some reason seemed a bit, one was different to the other. You just slip them in your ears and sort of, you know, put the wire over the top of your ear like that, so it sits in your ear like that with the wire over the top of your ear. And they were good, and they had they have 3 drivers in these, so 3 drivers sort of powering them. And they sounded, I said, they sounded good. They sounded pretty good. I was quite happy with them until recently. They started to cut out a little bit, and I bought a new cable. And I've read up on a few forums, and it seems to be a sort of common fault that it seems to get a little bit of sort of like dirt or whatever on the contact here. And it sort of crackles, and it's been doing it for quite a while. And I've tried cleaning it, and it just keeps coming back. And I thought, you know what? I think it's time to sort of invest in a proper set of moulded earplugs. So these are not moulded, okay, so these are the ones you can go buy off the shelf. I think they still do these, they may have discontinued them now actually. These were a limited edition red colour, which was just I bought as I was looking at the time. They had those available, so I could have had them in clear, but I thought no, I'll go for something a bit different. I'll go for the red limited edition colour. These are 535s, as I said, so it has 3 drivers in those per side. And I said they've been great until, I said recently, that I've had some issues with that. And from reading forums, I believe it's sort of a quite common thing to happen with these types of in-ear monitors. So that was my first set. I said, so I was enjoying that. Reason why I was using, why I've been starting using in-ear monitors is because I changed my system from a standard sort of valve amplifier to a Kemper system. Now that may cause a little bit of controversy amongst guitarists and purists and musicians. However, I'm looking for always the most compact, most efficient way of getting to and from a gig and still getting a great tone and a great sound. And that's what I've always been about. And I do love, I'm old school. Everyone says, oh, you know, old school amps are the best in that. And I agree, I think they're fantastic. And I am old school, I've not changed. I still love amps, I still got a Marshall stack there in the corner. I still love valve amplifiers. What I don't love is lifting one of these out of a gig at sort of 1 or 2 in the morning. Or loading it in the car. It just becomes, if you're gigging quite regularly as a musician, you know, every weekend, like most of us are out, then I just find that sort of setup for me just doesn't work so well. And there's a more efficient way of doing things, and the Kemper for me was that. I initially started using just the Kemper, which is just like a profiler with a cabinet, which was this cabinet here. And then I thought, actually, let's try it just on some in-ear monitors. And since then, I've not looked back. The guys in the band are on in-ear monitors as well, so that means that they get a feed of exactly what I'm hearing or whatever they want in their ears. And it's just a really sort of refined way of doing things. It means we can set up really quickly, under an hour, and the sound is just superior in my opinion. It's very sort of like in the studio sound, which is, why would you not want to sound like that sort of, like you're in a studio. I do miss the sort of trouser flapping back of the leg thing, but the sound engineer does not miss that. And at some venues, as you know, we play in a wedding band, things like that, the space is as tiny. Some of the venues you play at, you're trying to squeeze into, and just wheeling this thing into a venue sometimes was a little bit of a squeeze. I could have got a combo, yes, that's correct, I could have got a combo amp, and I've got a combo sat in the corner there, Fender bass breaker, but I just prefer the minimal as possible and still get a great result and great sound, so that's what I've gone with. So a little bit about the reason why I went into in-ear monitors, and then recently, so this is what you're all here for, so this is what I went for recently, which was, I heard a lot of buzz online when I started looking for in-ear monitors about a company called Cosmic Ears. There's other places, Ultimate Ears, I think they're really great as well, and there's some other companies as well I was looking at, but these guys tended to stand out to me and sort of attracted me towards them. I sent a few messages, like emails and that, asking a few questions, and I always found their response very professional, very quick and efficient. So in the end, I decided to go with them, and I got to admit, I'm very, very happy. These are 6 drivers per side, so these are the 6, I think they're CE6P are the ones I went for. I didn't have the luxury, unfortunately, of travelling up to where these guys are based and trying them out, because I believe you can do that as part of the service. You can go out there, you can try out some different ones, different models, look at the different shells, different colours, things like that. I did this all online and through, I think it was Ellie, I think her name was, but she was absolutely fantastic, really helpful. And the process was really sort of very easy with her, constant backwards and forwards, and very, very, very connected. So what is the process then? So in-ear monitors, these are moulded, and these are different to the ones that I showed you earlier, the 535s, because they're not just standard tips that you get out and change the packets and try and find one that fits your ear. These are moulded to your actual ear canal, and that means that they fit really well, and obviously they fit perfectly. It doesn't mean that you can share it with your friend on stage, because their ears will be different, so it'll be probably uncomfortable for them to put in their ears, and not recommended. But with these, they just sound fantastic. Like when I first got them, I was super excited to get them out of the box and try them. And first thing I did was just plug it into my phone, standard, and put some music on and listen to music. Now, when I listen to my AirPods, whether this is wrong or right, I tend to listen to them pretty much on full volume. That's probably not great for my ears. Maybe full volume, maybe one down from full volume, and that's sort of a really great sound. When I put these in, my phone was set to like pretty much full volume, and I started playing the song, and geez, these were absolutely really loud. I had to actually rip them out of my ear, and I thought, geez, that's unbelievable. And I took the volume down to about halfway on the phone, and they just sounded really good, and a similar sort of volume to like the AirPods Pros on full, which I was really, really impressed with. Not only that, because it's sort of high fidelity, you just get really crystal clear audio, and you can hear exactly. I hear things in songs now that I didn't hear before. I listen to songs I've listened to for years, and I'm hearing little fine details that I've never noticed before just from listening to these headphones. So yeah, I got to be honest, I'm really, really impressed. I'm not endorsed by the company. I don't have to say they're brilliant. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't say that they're brilliant, but I do really, really like them, and they've been fantastic. I've used them at many gigs since I've had them. And they've been, at the moment, they've been flawless, and they just sound really great, much superior to the 535s. Still great. I don't want to slate Shure. They're a great set of headphones, in-ear monitors, but the moulded ones just absolutely fit my ear perfectly. Now, just talk about the process and what I went for. I said the process is super simple. What you do need to do is you need to find a local sort of reputable audiologist. And that is important because basically they do a mould of your ear with this like green, like gunky stuff that goes in your ear, and they take a mould of that, which is what it sends off to Cosmic Ears, and for them to mould your, to build your sort of shells around your ear shape. Now, it is important to say, now, I was told, like, do not go anywhere, like, because Specsavers offer this service, and I was told do not go to Specsavers by multiple people, and I was looking around and there wasn't really anyone really local to me, and I wanted to keep it as local as possible to make it easy and the process simple. So I did contact Specsavers and I said, look, this is really important to get this right. The company have sort of really fine details of what they want and what they require, their specifications to get it right. And they just said to me, look, come on in, I won't charge you, we'll try it out. If they're not happy with the moulds, then, you know, we'll either try and do it again or you can go elsewhere. Now, I thought, we can't say fairer than that, really. So I did go and give them a go, and we ended up in the end, because Cosmic Ears were quite sort of fine on their detail, which is fantastic, and they wanted to do a video call. So the lady at Specsavers, lovely lady, she agreed that we could do a video call whilst I was having my ear moulds done, so that she could check that they were doing it properly, and doing it to the level that they needed it to. She was happy. I think it was Elle on the end of the phone, and Ellie, sorry, was happy, and she was happy with the moulds, and we sent them off, and very quickly, you know, got contact back saying that the moulds were okay. I think they said that the moulds, they could have been a little bit better, so they weren't quite sure. They wanted to just make sure and just get that extra level of certainty before they went to production, which I really like that, actually, because as I said, it was always a bit of a risk whether the Specsaver ones were going to be good enough. And eventually, with a bit of backward and forward on emails and stuff, I said, which they were really responsive to, they sent me a set of shells. So they sent me a set of plain shells, made, like the plastic bit, this bit, made to my ear specification, just to see if they fitted, and if they were right sort of fit, and if they were comfort fit. And they did, they were great. You know, it took a little bit of getting used to. I'd say this is different. This putting these in to put those in the 535s is a bit different. There's more of a twisting sort of motion. You put them in, you sort of twist them round to get them in your ears. But once they're in, they're not going anywhere. As I said, that conversation went forward. I said, yeah, they're brilliant, they're fantastic. They said, right, cool, so we're happy with the moulds then. Let's go to production. I get to choose like what I wanted, and at the time, I saw a post, I think it was, that I really liked the Jaffa orange. It's my sort of like, my branding, my logo and stuff is like quite a very sort of vibrant, bright orange colour. A little bit like the wall behind, if you can see that, if it's very good on the picture. So I went with that, and I was really, really happy. The Jaffa orange is like the plate that goes on the front of it. And then I went for dark smoke, which was the plastic, the shell that goes on the back of that. I went for a black cable. You can go for, there's different customizations. You can go for a clear cable, black cable. And there's just so many options, and it would have been nice if I had the time to go down to Cosmic Ears, sit down with them and try out a few different you know, models, and also a few different faceplates, and just to see what I really like. But I was really, really happy with these, really, really happy with the sort of the colours I went for. And then final icing on the cake is that I had the logo, my guitar coach logo, put onto the front of it as well, which was quite cool. That is an extra, I think it's about £50, £55 extra, but it's worth it. You could have had the Cosmic Ears logo on there, but I fancied having my own logo on there. It's an investment. These are something I'm going to be using for years to come. So it was an investment, and to me it felt worth it to do that. Cost of these, okay, this is important to talk about. How much did a set of these cost? Now, I didn't exactly skimp in terms of the options available. I pretty much went for everything available that I could get, that I liked. And I think these came in roughly around about, they were just under, I think, £1,000, which you might be thinking, wow, I'm just like falling off your chair at that, if you compare that to a set of like, you know, AirPod Pros. But you're not comparing like for like. AirPod Pros is not something a professional musician would use on a gig to get sort of high fidelity audio sound. This is something you could need. In comparison, I would say, as I said, the 535s, which are absolutely fantastic headphones, and inner monitors, and they were around, I think when I bought them, they were around about 400 and something. I said, I'm not sure they're available anymore, but there are some other ones that are the 435s, I think, the next model name. They are still available. I think they're about £400 or something like that, or maybe less now, I haven't checked. So there's a bit of a massive difference in price, but these is, as I said, custom molded to your ears, you know, perfect sort of fit. There's a couple of fit options as well. There's like a comfortable fit, a maximum fit. Through recommendation, I went with the maximum fit because I wanted them to be sort of tight in my ear. I didn't want them sort of falling out, which those used to do a little bit as well. So yeah, as I said, really, really fantastic set of IEMs. Really, really impressed with the service as well at Cosmic Ears. And just to say, what it comes with, okay, so the case is what it comes with. The box, when you get it through the post, it comes like that, so that's a really cool sort of box. I thought that was really quite cool. And in the box there's a few little bits and bobs, but generally it's just a really cool box. And then what else you get is this really robust case. So this is like really robust. It's got your name on it, just in case you're with other musicians on stage and they use Cosmic Ears and you get the cases mixed up or whatever. But yeah, the case is really sturdy. It's got a nice little clasp on it, and in the case you've got your warranty. So they do a refit warranty, which means that if they don't fit your ears perfectly, then you will get they will do a refit, which is a really cool thing. So you feel a bit more confident sending your ears your molds off, because you feel like you've got a bit of a warranty with them as well. So what you get in here is you get these little little pick things that you could basically, sounds disgusting, but basically over a period of use you'll probably build up a bit of wax within the actual shell itself, and it suggests that every now and again that you do clean them out to clear the wax out, so you don't get any problems with audio, sort of muffled audio or sound, causing issues with it. So it does suggest that you do it quite regularly. I haven't done it yet, but I've been keeping an eye on the tips to make sure there's nothing, no obscure sort of obstruction of wax within the canal. But yeah, the box is really sort of sturdy. It looks really, really cool. You can sort of hang on your wrist if you want to, if you like that sort of thing. But yeah, really, really cool box. I would say though, it is really robust, and I think it's absolutely, to make sure that you've invested in that money, that should come with a box that's going to keep it like really safe. I do prefer, if I'm honest, this is just my opinion, I do prefer the Shure box, the case, because it's just really simple and really much smaller, and I want to slip that into my front of my gig bag, my guitar gig bag, and I know it's there to protect it, but I'd still prefer the Shure case. Okay, so that's one up for the Shure, which is just a simple zip case, still protective, still quite hard, but as I said, it's just a really simple case, like a capsule, which I do prefer that. And I think, if I can't remember, I think online there is an option for a capsule shaped one. I'm not sure, but at the time I didn't really know what the case I'd picked up. I spent all my time thinking about the options of the actual colours I wanted and the drivers I wanted. I didn't really think too much about the case, and then when I got it, I thought, I should probably gone for if the capsule was available, I should have gone for that. But yeah, so if you're in the market for a set of custom moulded IEMs, and as I said, you don't necessarily need these. It would be a silly investment if you're just using this to go out on a run. I just don't think that's necessary. But if you're a professional musician or somebody who gigs a lot, you're gigging like most weekends. If you're a DJ, something like that, if you're out most weekends DJing, you're not going to get much better than these. I think they're absolutely fantastic, really well made, really robust, and they look great. They look really, really fantastic. So yeah, I would highly recommend you check out Cosmic Ears. As I said, I'm not affiliated with them, I'm not connected to them in any way, but I just found their service really professional, and obviously the final product is, I'm very, very happy with it. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. I do plan to do some more videos like this. I've got some other bits of gear I'd like to run a video of. I've just been really busy and not been able to sit down and get a video done. But I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Take care.